think that's one of the dilemmas when we start talk. It's good to talk about people, but not a person. Yes. So the idea of a person is very good to talk about.
Yeah.
To see that you're not a person. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. So this is what happens sometimes. Sometimes there's a personal presentation, but you're not using it personally. You're impersonally. Yeah. Because usually when I'm at a talk, I'm not speaking to the person who asked the question. Yeah. I'm using the question to go somewhere else. That's why sometimes it goes 15 minutes and the person thinks I'm still talking to them. I forgot about the person in the first 15 seconds. There's something, I'm not speaking to people.
Also, people pay more attention if they think you're speaking to them.
Yeah, I'm speaking about people. I'm not speaking to a person. We're trying to avoid that at all costs, really. That's the thing we want to describe, that, and I think we've done it since the early days, is that we're not really talking to you. We're talking about you, a you, and everyone may live as if the A drops off and it's you, but we're talking about a you as what we're not. Yeah. We're not talking to a you about what we're not. We're talking about the you being what we're not. Yeah. So I don't hope, I know something's hearing it. At the same time, the head claims it and says it's the hearer of it. Yes. That hearing of it is not a something or a someone, but there is a hearing of it. And you have an echo chamber somewhere, not in your physical vicinity, but there's somewhere that truth echoes. Yes. Truth echoes there. And sometimes what you say hits that point, and then that echoing occurs, and maybe the person, as the person, they have a feeling of aha or a sudden jolt, but it's not the person's reaction. They're reacting to that echo. Yeah. They're not. Yeah. So this is so I very rarely talk directly to anybody. Tell you the truth. I just don't, because I know it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. I know if you throw the ball 55 yards, the head can only run 30 yards. It's gonna miss the ball. That's what we're trying to do. The touchdown pass, you don't catch the touchdown pass. We're trying to throw it over your head. Yeah. Because I have a faith that there is an unsuspected, we use inner not to imply out, but it's, let's say, an unsuspected resource where something echoes in there. And when you hear something in a certain way that triggers that echo, yeah, that's really the communication of satsang in a way. So, because the echo isn't unique and personal, it's shared, and yeah. So that's why people, I've gone through all this over the years because like I used to go to this ear, nose, and throat doctor. Now that doctor looked into a lot of ears. He's like 97 now. He's losing his hands can't stay without shaking. So now he's down just to ears. He won't do his nose and throat. So he's just an ear. But I mean, he knows ears. He's looked into millions of ears. I've been to a lot of these talks, thousands of them. Yeah. And there was a certain, let's say, progression where it became very quickly obvious that that person who I used to want to talk to and get something through to is actually the active obstacle. It's the act of obstruction. That which wants to get it is obstructing the fact that you are it. Don't you see it? So that which is representing you getting it, wanting to get it, is the obstructing. Now, can it obstruct anything? No. It can seem to be obstructing when there's an ignorance or a misunderstanding. So satsang is just basically presenting an assumption that you are what you're looking for, and then just warning about what happens. Because see, if you had to go somewhere to arrive at somewhere, then it would be great to describe that somewhere, yeah, and to see how long it is and how long it may take, and really be specific so that you could get there. But because you are here, you are what you're looking for, the describing of that is not necessary. What you need to describe is what you're not, because it seems like what you are is being dragged by the story of what you're not to look for itself. Yeah. So what would be needed to be described in that situation? Not what you are, obviously. You are that. Yeah. And the descriptions haven't worked in a way. So this idea or direction of negation is to describe what you're not. Those activities that are seemingly having you convinced you're something that you've never been, you know? That's the thing. So we want to describe that because it's shared. Yeah. The obstruction isn't unique. Even though the feeling of unique is part of the obstruction is not unique. Yeah. If you describe seemingly one of us, all of us can get it because there's no one of us. This is a mass hysteria or a mass trance. It's not an individual. You don't have your own hypnotist. We're just all listening to an unclear channel, so to speak, like a franchise. They used to have a franchise called Clear Channel. We're just listening to one of the radio broadcasts from Unclear Channel. Yeah, they don't have, the hearing doesn't have to, that which is broadcasting doesn't have to feel unique. It's what hears the broadcast is that sense of uniqueness that makes a common fucking run-of-the-mill stock version of delusion seem to be unique and very, very exotic and very, how could I ever figure this out? Well, you can't with it, yes? Because that which is that obstruction has a deterrent to be revealed as the obstruction, obviously. Yeah. So you're wanting to get it is an act of obstructing the idea that you are it, obviously. Yes. I mean, this is not like hieroglyphics. We're not like in an Egyptian tomb trying to see. It's a simple message applicable right now. Yeah. Is there a hearing and is there a hearer? Yeah. Which is first, the hearing or the hearer? In the head, the hearer is first. In experience, the hearing is first. Yeah. Now this should imply a whole lot because this is the beginning of your life, really. Hearing, feeling, seeing, tasting, touching, ruminating, feeling, thinking, yes, going over stuff, perceptions. Yeah. That's it. That's, the fire, whatever the fire is, was started by that match, the match of conscious contact. Yes. And to have it seem to have the beginning of the race get doctored into something completely else, yeah, should make you sort of suspicious of how it's going to be on the 50th lap of the race. If the beginning of it has been altered, what the fuck's going on lap 50? Yeah. So here, is there a necessity for the idea of hearer to have hearing? Yes. And does hearing need to have a hearer? Does seeing need to have a seer, or is the seeing essential for there to be a seer? The seeing is essential for there to be a seer, and the seer is an add-on to the seeing. I know that sounds dry, doesn't have any feeling of personalness, of intimacy, of frustration, everything, but it's pretty much a clear recognition that the manual you're following starts at page 30. There's a manual about that manual that you're missing. And the manual, it's like there was a famous Twilight Zone. It was so cool. And these super big aliens came. The guy who used to play like Munster in the whatever played him. And the aliens show up. And of course, everyone's afraid. And then they found a book, and they're trying to figure out, are these things bad or good, because they're doing all these nice things. And now they're going to take a lot of the people back to their planet. And they find these people who study semantics, and they break the code. And on the big book of the aliens, it says serving man. And they're going, oh, so they're out here to help us. So everyone's signing up to go on the spaceship back to their planet. And then someone else finally realizes it's a fucking cookbook. It's a cookbook. And all the people are going to the ovens on the other planet. It was his cookbook. Oops, it was too late. So this is how simplicity gets fucked up. Yeah. What can you make out of the statement by a master called Ramana Maharshi? Being ourselves reality. Being means now, yes? Present tense, activity, yes? Has nothing to do with future or past. It wasn't, I was reality, and I'm going, and I hope I will be reality, but I'm not now. No. Being ourselves reality. Now, did it take a weird turn? There's three words. Being ourselves, meaning we're included, I would say. Reality. Now, who the hell knows what reality is? We sure don't know this is reality. What's going on now? We know we don't. This cannot be reality because of its nature. It comes and goes and everything like that. Yes? So there is being ourselves reality. 3 words. Not like a 12-volume dissertation. 3 words. Being ourselves reality. The greatest mystery, based on what? Being ourselves reality, is what? Reality wanting to attain reality. This is not an intellectual entertainment. It's an invitation to recognize that exact condition right now. Yeah. Now, how do you recognize the exact condition of being ourselves reality? You don't, but you recognize something's going on when you're looking for reality. Yes? Do you see it? Being ourselves reality, we can't find ourselves, yeah, because we never were lost. There's no distance between me and what I am, so there's no way I can understand it or know it, yeah? So I don't get there by being ourselves reality. People say it all the fucking time. It doesn't work. Yeah. Physicists realize there's no world, and yet they still get mad at when the newspaper boy misses their porch on Sunday. It doesn't translate. What translates is, oh, here's the assumption, being ourselves reality. Let's look at, hey, am I, as Paul, have I been searching for reality? Yes. Is that the greatest mystery? No. The greatest mystery is Paul is reality, unbeknownst to Paul. And when you get super clear, you'll realize it's always going to be unbeknownst to Paul. So if there's a Paul and there's reality, that ain't reality. The reality is there is no Paul. Yeah? If there's a Paul still seeking for reality, what gets negated is the Paul. Yeah? So being ourselves, not Paul, yeah? The greatest mystery, start fucking laughing, is Paul seeking to attain reality. This is what an arduous, earnest, sincere seeking for 30 years becomes a laugh fest when you see it from reality. You see Paul, aka reality, attempting to attain reality. And even more so, believing that it did something to lose reality, which is the double downer. Yeah. So not only is it seeking for reality, it believes somehow or another it did something to communicate itself from reality. This is what they run into with the Course in Miracle. The people believe they split from God. And of course, when they got sober in some level, they realized what a fucking bad move. And so now they have tons of guilt that they split from God, and they don't know how to get back to that because they never left it, tell you the truth. Yeah. And all the guilt is made up based on a false relevance that isn't relevant, that you could break yourself off from what you are and be something else. That's not how it works. So being ourselves reality, the greatest mystery is AKA Paul, reality, wanting to attain reality. It's meant for you to sit in it or put it on like a shoe in a spiritual shoe store and walk around a little bit, take a look at it in the mirror, yeah, and let it see where it hits. Yeah. And this is what happens. To me, the application of non-duality is exactly right now, right here. Yeah. When we say there's a hearing of the message and there's a hearer of the message, you can see it right now. Yeah. There's a hearing going on, and then there's a feeling of being the hearer, Paul. Yeah. Now, do you want to try to stop that, or why not go the easier, softer route? See it as not you. Because I believe if you get engaged in trying to stop it, that's another aspect of it. Yeah. The wanting to stop it is one of the biggest parts of it. Yeah. The wanting to get out is the biggest part of being in, so to speak. Yeah. So this is not about, oh, I've learned the real problem, now I'm going to address it. No. You see it as not you. There's no addressing it. There's a recognition of it. And the recognition of it isn't you, and then you got to do something about it. Yeah. With this new knowledge that had been revealed about me, I've got to stop doing all this shit that I seem to be doing. You're not doing it. That's the great news. Yeah. You're not doing it. You don't have to stop it. What will happen is when that occurs, when you see it this way, you're going to lose interest in it. And you'll see that's been the key the whole time. How could I have ever missed it? You will be uninterested in that. You'll see it's been a loss of interest. And it was because you had a lot of interest of getting somewhere that you thought you were somewhere else. Yes, yes, yes. This is duality. Why do you want to get into something? You really want to get out of something else. So this is a recognition. I am not that which is in. I am not that which is out. Great. Why do you do? I don't know. Find out. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to go to a therapy to get the information to go to another therapy to work out. Yeah. When I finish my origin of my family of origin on Earth, I'm going to have my head will make up a family of origin from Mars, and I'll have to fucking therapize that. This is seeing you're not that, and then have therapy if you think you need it. Yeah. Yes. If you really feel you need to do something, do it. If you don't feel like you really need to do something, don't do it. Yeah. Yes. And there'll be results, and those results will see if you're wise or not. And if you're not, you will become more wise. And if you're wise, you'll get more wiser, maybe. Yeah. But things will happen, and you'll start seeing blue is blue, red is red, and you'll become quite efficient in doing nothing really, in a certain respect. Yeah. Yeah. So simple message, being ourselves reality. The greatest mystery is reality wanting to attain reality. I think that's the whole description of the whole non-duality presentation, really. Yes. So the beautiful news is all your failings to arrive where you don't need to go, because you're not where you think you want to arrive at, you are at. Yeah. All those failures of arriving now become your greatest successes. Isn't that beautiful? All the shit that frustrated you and you felt, how can I not get this or doing that? And this person beat me in this race and shit like that. You're relieved of all of that because it was all based on a misunderstanding. Yeah. That you are something that you're not, that wants to be somewhere that it can't be. Yeah. It's great. So I saw it like this. You're trying to get out of what you can't not be out. You're trying to get into what you can't be out of, and you're trying to get out of what you can't be in. There you go. Yeah. Once that gets cleared up, you cannot believe how much shit clears up. Yeah. Instead of being this very, very unclear and trying to become clear about everything else, get clear about this and you'll lose interest in getting clear about everything else. Yeah. You see, maybe being clear about everything else could be a burden. Yes. Yeah. You're just clear of the basic presentation of non-duality. You're awake to being awake. And then there you go. Yes. Maybe you'll go to great heights. Maybe you'll go to a thrift store. Maybe you'll do this. Maybe you won't do anything. Who knows? But actually, you'll be here, available and present. Yeah. See, we believed a lot of shit that caused a lot of other behavior to arise. Yeah. So the seeker is the sought, compresses everything. The seeker and the sought is the dilemma. Yes. Seeker is the sought, space and time is compressed. You are what you're looking for. The dilemma is you just don't think so. And this is what happens. You don't try to convince that which doesn't think so to think so. Yeah, you just lose interest in it. You do not try to convince that which doesn't think so to think so. You lose interest in that whole project. You lose interest in all the projects. Yeah, yeah. So, all right, Mike.
Okay. Any hands?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I guess that's that. You know.
Kind of funny too, like to be okay about having interest in minutia, like with the punctuation on the talks, to be okay with like being interested in literally tiny little things, that punctuation, which
Yeah.
the head could say like, what a waste, or you have no no good interest or something like that, but I really enjoyed that.
Well, there you go, bro. Now you're available and present for you have to admit the head as a GPS is pretty myopic, yes? It's pretty myopic. If you ever stopped and go, all right, I give you permission right now to think differently, it can't.
Mhm.
It can't do it. Sometimes I'd be driving, I just pause, nothing's going on. All right, show me another way. It just, it's just, it's defined by its system. Yeah, this is not AI we're dealing with. It's not advancing in awareness. It's program. It's mechanical. If it's introduced to something through us, it's going to claim that something to support its narrative. Yes? It only has one real subscriber to its station, which is you. You're the only person that will buy its product line. It's amazing. It doesn't want to lose you. Yeah.
And Dana has her hand up.
All right, Dana.
Right, Dana.
Unmute. Hi. I just have a question that's how, I don't know how to begin to figure what I'm not.
First, your question should be, where's the light switch, Dana?
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm joking. Tell me again in the shadows. What was it?
I'm trying to, I want to begin looking at what I'm not,
Well,
But-
yeah.
but I'm not sure, you know,
Well, there's nothing you're going to look at as what you're not. You're going to listen, you're going to hear the head imply something all day, and you'll see there's no one there. Yes?
okay. Okay,
Yeah. So you'll see the head and see there is no self. There is no thing
Right.
that we're not. It's selfing. It's an activity of the head. And for it to fulfill its little activity, it needs a captive audience, which we've been playing most of our lives. Yes?
yes,
We've been taking its thoughts as ours, its reactions to life as ours, its fears and worries about life as ours. And we have lived an interpretation as if we are that. Yeah. And these are just it's a mental activity. And it points to, I could break it down, but that mental activity implies there's a you. We take on that role of the you, and then the you is presupposed before all the activities. So now you believe you're the doer of everything, the thinker, the feeler, the taster, the toucher.
okay,
Yes? This is
okay,
what you see, and you see this, and it's met with suspicion. And basically, what it's describing, how does it fit? Does it fit you well? Or does it have you in a dress from 1980 or 1975, or you did something bad when you were 6 and you've been living under that fucking spell for years? This whole sense, it just binds our interest and attention. It weds our interest and attention to this preoccupation. There's nothing right or wrong with it. It's good to see it and say and tell the truth about it. Yeah. And the reason why it does so much stuff in plain sight is we're identified as it. Yes. So we'll defend it, and we'll lose a life around it. We'll do, a lot of people end up shooting themselves in the head because they couldn't see that that which was talking about them wasn't them. Yes?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is how you see it. Just watch what's going on in your head. It's not like you have to make a lunch and then go somewhere to meet it. It's right wherever you are.
Right.
It's what the
Okay.
head- yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The head is playing God. Yes. Start there.
Yeah.
It tells you how you were fucking all day. It tells you how they were fucking all day. It's going to tell you how what it thinks you're going to be quite a lot. Yeah. And basically spends a lot of time in that occupation of yesterday and tomorrow and fills the day up with that. Yeah. Do you want to have a life like that?
No,
There you go.
no, not at all.
There you go. Your foot's in the door. Yeah. No. Isn't it suspicious that the thought system can only happen now, but it dwells on yesterday and tomorrow?
Right.
Doesn't that sort of spruce you up for a second and rely
spruces-
on your true quality, which is awareness, and go, hey, wait a minute. Why why if a system that seems to be so important is happening now and it's about yesterday and tomorrow, I have questions about that system, yes?
Yeah, I want to be in today.
Well, you are. That's great news
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Your desire and the fact is lined up. You want to be in today and you are. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now see what doesn't want to be in the day.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe greet it with, I'm not that. It's just that simple.
Okay.
Yeah. Just see somehow your head has made a vow to wed these ideas. Yeah. You're just going to go
Yeah.
through a divorce now. Yeah. You've woken up and you're looking at it and going, no, not me. Yeah. Yeah. And then you'll see the thoughts, the real power of the thoughts was it was your own power being misdirected into the thoughts through the word my, actually
Okay.
the activity of my. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you give the thoughts the power to fucking ruin your day through the my. A thought
Right.
left on its own cannot ruin a day. When it's presented or held with my thought, it has the ability. Where is it getting that ability to ruin your day? From the thought itself or from you?
For me.
There you go.
Okay.
You're on page 2 now. You see that
Okay.
you don't want to be that, and now you're starting to see what it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which will do what? It will strengthen your resolve. Hey, I'm not that interested in that anymore.
Right. Right.
Because usually what condition do I end up listening to it? Alone and right. Oh, wow. That doesn't sound so great. Yeah. I saw the my drop off in the first experiment and an example I got it was with alcoholic thoughts. Yeah. Coming out of alcoholism and addiction. When I got the idea that a lot of the thoughts that were obviously always called mine, I could see a large swath of them was something else. And we gave them the name alcoholic thoughts. And when I saw my thoughts as alcoholic thoughts, I had some space between my thoughts. Yeah. Just by recognizing them not as mine brought about some space in my life. And it pointed out how claustrophobic I was, because that's what points out the claustrophobicness, not the claustrophobicness, but when you get space. When space appears, you realize how fucking claustrophobic it was. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
Yes. So now, first I saw alcoholic thoughts, and I'm saying,
Right.
wow, these things used to ruin my day. They're not ruining my day anymore. Wait a minute. Yeah. then it spread out to the other thoughts, all of those thoughts. Yeah.
right,
And I saw, so I looked at, it's like, why don't I have any gas in my car? I filled it up. So I looked at it and I saw a hose going from my gas tank to another gas tank. And I went, wait a minute. Fucking, this person is using my gas. Yeah, exactly. So now I saw wait a minute. So a whole lot of power is being distributed to the thoughts through this word my. Yeah, a whole lot of power. It seems like
oh, yeah,
hold on 1 second. It seems
I'm
like
sorry.
I'm the source of that power, something, somewhere, because it's not the thoughts. The thoughts aren't causing the fire, it's the mind.
right,
Eh?
right,
Okay, what the hell? Wait a minute. So if power is available and it seems to be directed by the head and it's producing these ill effects, okay, what am I going to do? I don't know. I'm going to find out more. More shit gets revealed. And I recognize, hey, wait a minute. If I just squeeze this tube, the other car gets less gas, my gas stays, the other car can't drive me crazy anymore. Yeah, because it
Okay.
doesn't have enough gas. Oh, all right. Yes. And then it just took me farther and farther. Yeah.
yeah,
Start somewhere. Yeah. Are these thoughts mine?
right,
Or who's
okay,
having? Yeah, just
yeah,
start. If you need to have a primer, start somewhere. Just go, who's having these thoughts?
right, right,
Yeah, just get it. And you don't look for an answer. You are the answer. So you
right,
just say it and you don't look for the answer. You'll find that you are the answer. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I think I got it.
great.
I
Well,
see
you
what
don't.
you're
I
saying.
don't
Thank
either.
you,
There you go.
thank you.
You're welcome.
We got Holly.
Holly. Alba?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. She did have her hand up, I think, and now it's down.
Oh, I haven't heard.
Or no, maybe it's just because they put the hand in the middle of the screen and I thought that was Holly's, but it was just the middle of the screen.
Probably, yeah.
Sorry.
Nick, just listening. Nice to see you. That's good, Nick. Just listening, yes. You could even make it more symbolic. Nick in small letters, just listening in big letters. That would explain a lot. Ah.
Yeah, see how punctuation makes a big difference?
Punctuation. It can. It can change a meaning like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just like that book, Serving Man. Sounds like they're here to help us and then they just want to eat you. This is the duality of things. You better watch out.
The menu.
I like
Your
what you said.
seeking may be producing, not your, but the seeking may be producing some unintended consequences.
The mothership comes, make sure it's not the mother-in-law ship. I like that one.
The mother-in-law ship. Oh, that's right. Just that's the point of a pause. A pause is available all the time because it's really like a timeless, let's say, event in time. Yeah. The pause doesn't have, the pause isn't wearing a jacket in the winter or shorts in the summer. It's not adapting to the conditions of things that come and go. A pause feels the same every time. There's a pause. Everything just gets interrupted and there's silence and a lot of oomph in there. Yeah. Since you could be totally fucked up, the first year in sobriety, the pause had the same sense. Yeah. So the pause to me is like when the matrix breaks in the time frame, time space frame, and then timelessness. Whack. Yeah. Just like that. Yeah. We are it, eh? You don't feel the pause at the ice cream store. It's here, wherever you are. The pause doesn't happen at fucking Target, an aisle 5. It's where we are. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of timelessness in a time, in a moment in time, for sure. Yeah. This is the point. Your breath can be filled by so much, and it seemed to happen in a half a second. It's the proportion of what appears in time and what is timelessness is way, you can't capture a timeless moment in a moment in time. There's no fucking way. It just stops everything like that. Yeah. And if the head is always agitated, which it is, and you're taking yourself to be that which resides in the head, your nature is going to seemingly be agitated. Yeah. And what happens when agitation meets peace? It gets agitated about it. One time, 20th time, 80th time. Get it. That which is agitated is not going to become peace. You see, you're not that which is agitated. That's peace. It has the theme is in every fucking movie in non-duality. The same theme. You can tell the director in every non-dual movie. You can tell the director. You can tell how the script goes. The script is not what we think. Yeah. Yeah. So you learn about what you are by seeing what you're not. And learning about what you are would be different than learning about any other topic, because learning about what you are, the being is right there. You don't become being. Yeah. So the learning is about what you're not. You learn about what you're not, and then there's the responses of beingness of what you are. Now, to me, maybe it goes on unnoticed, but one day it's going to vibrate, and then you're always going to notice it. Yeah. And satsang can trigger the fucking thing. I have faith in it. I have faith in the message. I do not have faith in the messenger. I have faith that Paul will come here. That's all he needs to do. The rest is on something else. Yeah. My job is super limited. I just get here on Wednesday night at 7. That's it, as an action figure. Everything else is above my pay scale. Yeah. But it's learned to do it. Yeah. I didn't know I could be so reliable. When all rest of the day I'm not reliable. I'm reliable in this one activity, which is coming to satsangs. I am. I've been pretty much, I wouldn't rely on myself for almost anything else. You call me, if I don't get back to you that day, I forgot about it. Probably. I got a message from Messenger, Facebook. I went there. I hadn't been there for 4 years. Some people were inviting me at a big event 4 years ago. I said, I'm sorry I'm late with a response. But here I show up, man. I have whatever I can conjure up in a form of honoring and gratitude, and I just love the relief that's available through loss of interest in self. I just love it. Yeah. It's really made life bearable, so to speak. I've been wanting to get out of it my whole life since I was about 6. I wanted to escape. I didn't know really why, but it felt like it was important. I had an urge, and the urge would find mechanisms to try to fulfill that urge. And sometimes I did the best I could do to get out of here. And it took a long time to realize I cannot escape from an imaginary place as an imaginary person. But I have the ability to get it. I finally got it, and I was convinced. And then that little obscuring activity was removed, and life just got clearer and clearer. Yeah. Because I came to the end of roads, and I got they were the end of the road. I hit an alley, and I realized I can't go any farther. Yeah, these things, blue became blue and red became red. It was obvious that I'm not managerial quality, and I'm fucked in a lot of ways. Hallelujah. It's changed this whole experience. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I talk about the effect here is traveling lighter, because that's what's happened with me. Yeah. Yeah. And I could never imagine it, because everything I imagined had a lot of me in it. Yeah. And what I'm living as has very little me in it. So everything I imagined of being great had a lot of me there. And really the greatness is the absence of me. And because the absence of me is a fact, it's quite easy to go there. Yeah. Because you're inherently absent of you. So all it is a moving of interest. You don't have to move a you out of your life, because there's not a you. What you need is a loss of interest in this fucking trance-setting idea of Paul. And Paul can't do that. The idea of Paul cannot lose interest in the idea of Paul. That would be interest in Paul. Yeah. These are the warnings we need to come up against and finally get it. Because if not, you're going to back up and you're going to get into a different vehicle, and you're going to run into the same wall. And you're not going to get the message. You're going to think, oh, I got to just change vehicle. No, every vehicle is going to run you into the wall. Hallelujah. Yeah. Yeah. You'll stop looking for what you are. Yeah. You'll stop looking to arrive at what you are. You'll stop looking for what you are. That's basically, you just will. Yeah. You'll look for shit that you can get. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I tell you, what makes it so solid is the migration of interest. Truly. Yeah. Truly. Mm. All right. Well, anyone else, Mike?
In chat from Floyd, it says,
All right. All
yeah.
right.
How does one deal with a contact who has panic attacks or anxiety that sort of obsessively grips them?
How does one deal with what?
I think a person, like just somebody that they're in contact with. How does one deal with a contact who has?
I don't know. I would be in the I don't know, and then if I needed to know something at that moment of contact, would probably download. I don't have any rote. Drive around with a straitjacket in my trunk. I don't know. I don't. Some sedatives.
Yeah.
I don't know. My preparation is not to be prepared. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. Yeah, the easiest thing for me is not to be prepared. And now I rely on that. Yeah. So what used to seem to be a terrible disadvantage has been put to good use, because I don't know what I'm going to do or what I'm going to say or how everything's going to go. And then, you find out when you run into that. I've had people going into a panic attack, and we had plans to go somewhere, and we stopped that plan to go somewhere. That's the last time I was in a situation like that. We were planning to drive. The ladies flipped out. I said, let's call this off. And we got out of the car. That's what happened. I don't know. This too shall pass. She chilled. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
Is that no resistance, maybe?
Hmm?
Is that like no resistance?
No, it's just the clarity. I don't know what to do. You know, you can have all your scenarios or hypotheticals or whatever, but you know, a lot of your plans go out the window when you rush into a situation. Yeah. So why carry something into a situation that doesn't have any use at the moment? You might as well just go in there naked and then see what kind of clothes are put on you when the thing happens. Yeah. But this has nothing to do with non-duality. This is how I go now. Yes. Yeah. I just don't. I truly believe, humbly, this is dreaming as an event. And I believe there is something that is the dreaming, which is mind, big M mind. And mind can make whatever it wants out of everything and anything that comes after it. So what would work for one person at one time, at one place, doesn't work for another person at one time, at one place. Yeah, because of the mind. Yeah. And I'd much rather just stay open to that and see what happens instead of having because, you know, your playbook for life is going to be thrown out the window, you know, because life's going to laugh you, you know, it's just going to, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I can say about that.
And
Someone says to me, I'm talking at a meeting on land, and the person says, are you afraid of sharks? And I say, no. Yeah. Because I know sharks don't come on land yet. So I was aware I was on land. So when the person say, are you afraid of sharks? No. Now, if you were talking to me when I was in the water, maybe I'd be afraid of sharks. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Right now, I think anyone is right here is going to go into a panic attack. Let me see. She might be the most likely right there. There's someone else there. There's the dog, yeah, me. I don't know. Yeah. So I feel, yeah. So yeah. Anything else, Floyd?
well, Ram has his hands up, but he also put it in the chat. How do you deal with did you want to come on, Ram, or did you just?
I didn't put anything in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry, my hands are getting so big.
Ramon in the chat.
Ramiz, sorry. How to deal with self-doubt. But Ram, you have your hand up, so
Yes.
that's sorry, Ram. Go ahead, Ram.
It's not exactly a question, Paul. I just have to say this. From the moment I tuned on today, there's this powerful impact of the way you speak and how much I enjoy this. It's a deconstruction of absolutely everything, and then even a deconstruction that there was anything ever to deconstruct. It's ridiculous.
Yes. Might as well laugh. I know I got convicted on your non-duality of non-duality.
What the fuck does that mean?
That's right. I had no idea. It was at a non-duality meeting. So what else? What's going on?
And then there was the Ramiz that asked in chat how to deal with self-doubt.
How to deal with self-doubt?
Be yourself. Yeah. Let me make sure my eyes read that right. Ramiz, do you want to come on? Because I can't see your chat now.
Well, let's just ask, who is it that thinks is going to deal with self-doubt?
But yeah, so how to deal with self-doubt, that was the question.
It's asked the question, who is it that wants to know how to deal with self-doubt? Yes,
And put it in the chat and we won't answer.
that's the answer. The
I know,
answer
but-
is,
So that's what I
Yeah.
mean. In the chat, we can do it by chat too.
yeah, you just ask, just like Ramana said, which is beautiful, where that, in that little booklet I had, which he was presented with a question he probably heard many, many times, which is there free will or predetermination, or is there free will in predetermination? And after he gave the answer, which is free will is contingent on the sense of individuality. If there's a sense of individuality, there'll be a sense of free will, which is got so much juice in that statement. So much juice in that. And then after he says the only value in these questions is asking who is it that has the question. Yes, so we're going to humbly apply what Ramana Maharshi would apply with that statement of how do I deal with self-doubt? Ask who the hell is it that thinks they have to deal with self-doubt? Yeah. Yeah. To me, that's where the value lies. Yeah. Yes. If there's self-doubt, I guarantee there's going to be more self-doubt. Yes? Yes. And the self that doesn't think it has doubt's going to be afraid that it will have doubt.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. A minutiae of mushrooms growing around the original fungi of selfing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steve
This goes on and on.
puts it nicely. Doubt there is a self.
The idea is there's the one who has doubt himself, and there's the one that doubts self. That would be nice. Self-doubt isn't going to take you where, but doubting self is pretty healthy. Yeah. Just turn it around a little bit. Yeah. Don't worry about its self-doubt. Doubt self. Yeah. Check it out. See what happens. This is all simple, just like we said. Just a change. It's just a change of emphasis. Changes everything. Yeah. The emphasis. Meaning is constantly being given here. This is dreaming, right? You and I give everything all the meaning it has. What stands out in that field of meaning is what's emphasized. Yeah. Now, a lot of times the head will emphasize something at the expense of a lot of other stuff. Yes. So when it emphasizes your agenda, there's a whole lot of something else going on. Yeah. And then suddenly that thing can turn into almost like a cocoon-like tunnel where now that self-centeredness, you see everything as how it pertains to you. Yeah. Yeah. The emphasis is so important. Like there's a beautiful statement in recovery. You're going to lose interest in self, and how they fuck with our emphasis. And it says, and you'll lose interest in your little plans and designs. Now, when you're interested in you a lot, all your little plans and designs seem big plans and designs. So they give a little bit of a proportionality, little plans and designs. To see the emphasis? So interest in self, big plans and designs. Losing interest in self, little plans and designs. Are there plans and designs? Yes. The emphasis has changed. Yes. This is the traveling lighter in life. The emphasis that was put on life and the narration of life changes. Things get emphasized differently. Yes. The verbs now are emphasized before the noun, where in the narrative, the noun is emphasized at the expense of the verb. Yeah. Now the verb is emphasized at the expense of the noun. Still there, verb and noun, not changing duality in duality, just shifting an emphasis in duality. Yeah. You're not going to change duality into non-duality. It's an appearance. It's a projection of us dreaming. Yes. But the emphasis can change. The emphasis can change. This is what happens. Yeah. You don't change the emphasis. You notice the change. And maybe you can report in and share it with people, but you are not the cause. You're not the main driver. You're the observer of it. You have observed that a sentence that you chanted for 20, 40 years, the emphasis shifted one day. You saw self is what has defeated you as foreign. Yeah. Before it was always you or something about you or something, but now you see it as completely foreign. The emphasis shifted. Yes. Exact same sentence, exact same statement, but the emphasis shifts. This is what happens when there's a loss of interest in self, because the self-centered narrative is completely rooted in emphasizing shit at the expense of other shit. Completely. Yeah. That's how the myopic can seem big. Yes. It magnifies its little plans into big plans. Yes. So this is not about, oh, I'm going to change how I emphasize. No, you're going to see it's changed. Yeah. You're going to observe something is doing for you what you could not do for yourself or had no idea that could be done. Yeah. Most of the shit we have no idea could be different. Really. We've been like a cow going to the trough with the same, walkway. We never entertained the possibility there was a shortcut. We just fucking groove, groove, groove. This is what happens. You wake up. What happens when there's a waking up? You're already awake. Yeah. Waking up says you've always been awake. It's not anything new. It's just the emphasis on the truth is more emphasized than the emphasis on the false evidence. That's all. Yeah. You stop emphasizing false evidence and you emphasize the truth, which is false evidence. Yeah. False evidence. The truth about false evidence is it's false evidence. When the false evidence is emphasized, it appears to be true. Yes. False emphasis, false evidence emphasized appears to be true. False evidence, when the emphasis is truth, is seen as false evidence. Yeah. Turns into one thing or the other thing based on the emphasis. Where is the emphasis coming from? Is it coming from the false evidence or us? Yeah. This gets changed, everything gets changed. Even if they stay exactly the same, the emphasis changes, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yes. The day looks exactly the same, but the emphasis is completely different. It's not all about you. It's all about. Yeah. Whatever this is at the moment, it's all about this. Yeah. It's not all about you. You can't go to an emphasis changing seminar or have an emphasis changing coach. It happens. You observe it. You did not do it. You observe its effects. Yeah. Voila. Look what the old joke we used the other week. We've used it for years. The monastery. That the new abbot comes in and he calls the librarian and he wants him to do a new translation of all the scriptures. The librarian said, we just did that a year ago. He does, I don't care. I want you to do another one. The guy goes into the cellar with a bunch of candles, goes through the scriptures. He hits something and he runs up to the abbot's room, knocks on the door, wakes the guy up and says, the word was celebrate. instead of celibate. Yes? Change fucking everything. Changed everything. This is the emphasis does much more than that. It leaves everything as it is, but emphasizes it completely differently. Yes, it leaves everything as it is, but emphasizes it differently. You couldn't come up with it. You could not come up with it because what we've been listening to is a programmed emphasis, an artificial emphasis, not on everything, but on us, on a me that's not here. So everything that I see pertains to the me that can't see. Everything I see is brought to pertain to the me that can't see. This is blindness, blindness. This is blindness with your eyes wide open. This is blindness. This is what satsang can do. Yeah, let's just, there's no changing of the line. The horse has always been before the cart. The verb is always, there is no noun to follow it. But if you want to believe there's a noun to follow it, the noun follows the verb. It's not before the verb. There is no doer, there's doing. These are radical emphasis change. You want to change the spinning of your world? Change this. Just check it out. You don't have to change shit. Just see the falsehood of the narrative. There is no noun that's doing all the verbing. I am not growing my hair. I am not growing my nails. I am not fucking growing my teeth. You know how busy it would be? If I was pumping the heart, I would never made it, to the third minute. I would have been distracted and I would have stopped pumping the heart. This is insane. This arrogance of thinking we're doing shit. We can't even take a shit. The body does that itself. I'm going to the bathroom. Oh, you just came up with that? No, something caused an urge in you and you got to go to the bathroom. Oh, I'm going. No, you're not. Your anus is compelling you to go there. You don't need to look at hieroglyphics. Just look at what we take to be so here. It's so questionable. Yeah. Oh, whatever, I have fun here. Thank you. It just, the absurdity of our earnestness to take this place to be real. It's unbelievable, literally. Just like Ramana said, you're going to realize it, and on that day, you're going to start laughing like crazy, and it could be today. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyone else? Mike?
No.
We'll say goodbye, eh? Yeah, I have a gluten-free pizza waiting for me.
Is it from a place or did you make it?
It's from Miak.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And Nora worked on my shoulder, and my shoulder feels better.
Nice.
And Amelia is the love of my life. So she's always shedding light on me all day, freely and unconditionally. And the dog and the cat and everything. And all of you. Yeah? What more do I fucking want? Yeah, don't ask me. All right. So Holly, nice to see you, Holly. Or not see you, but I know you're there. Mike, as always, thank you. I think Mia wants to speak with you after the meeting.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for reminding me.
All right, so let's stay after a little, all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ram, nice to see you again. Thanks for blessing us with your presence. Very nice. Sherry, as always, nice to see you there. Frank, he's happy just to have mayonnaise with his ham and cheese. That's pretty good.
Thank you, Paul. You
Oh,
rock.
yeah. You're more than welcome. But David B, nice to see you, David. I think I got Julian here. I got to move this thing to see who this is. Hold on. Let's see. Where did I lose him? Oh, whatever. I'll get back to these people. Okay. I think it's Julian. I'm not sure. Geez. The screen's blocking it, but Kathleen G in her new place. Fantastic. Steve San Diego. Alfonso. Oh, Alfonso, our friend from Brenda Lee. Alfonso, you're very fortunate because I combine you with the lovely memory of Brenda Lee. So every time I think about Alfonso, I'm going to be smiling. Not only about Alfonso, but about Brenda Lee Mexican restaurant in Dover, New Jersey.
Excellent.
Yeah, very good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yep. San Diego Steve. I'll be seeing Steve live soon. Yeah. Dennis W, Alan O. Nice to see Alan. Bill Church. Susan, as always. Dana. Dana, just go along with the ride, Dana. You're on a big wave. Just ride it, yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sanjay, nice to see you, bro. Eric.
Thank
Rick-
you for the good laugh there at the end. That was especially.
Good, yes.
I'll
Rick
see you in
Rose.
Temecula.
Yep. Jeremy D. Yeah, hey, Eric, get ready to buy some merch. We're bringing some nice t-shirts down there.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Yay.
the first one we ever made. We're making it again, Mike. We're making the Dancing Monk one.
I can always use a cool t-shirt or two.
That was the first shirt we ever made in Zen Bitch Slap, the Dancing Monk one. Yeah. We're bringing it back. Jeremy D. Sorry to disturb you. He's resting. He's up now. There he is. Miss Amelia. There she is right here. Phil. Have I met you before, Phil?
Yes, you
No.
have.
Well, nice to meet you, Phil.
Nice to meet you too. Two of my friends turned me on to you.
Oh, good. I hope.
Jeremy Durker and Jason Rogers.
Oh, yeah? All right, great. Well, say hello to him for me.
Oh yeah.
We got Floyd, Alexi. Let me see. Dennis. I got Dennis, I think. Frank. Yep. Adrian. Nice to see Adrian. Oh, it was Adrian G. I couldn't see. All right, good. Second page, we got Jeffrey, Ramiz, Rob, Susanna, Lynn. Saw Lynn live the other day, I think. Not live on Zoom. Alexi, I think that's it, that Floyd appeared. Hey, everyone, thank you. Thanks for spending time with us. It was a pleasure.